Hello there! The Rose Hermes collection has finally arrived. We're going to be going over the blushes, the lip enhancers, and the brush. We're going to demo, we're going to get into the details, we're going to see what this collection's all about. And most importantly, is it worth all this hype? Let's go ahead and get started. I must admit, I am extremely excited about this collection. From the moment that I heard that it was going to be a thing, I was just beyond excited. So let's start off with the blushes. These are the Rose Hermes Silky Blush Powders. With its round case and off-centered mirror, Rose Hermes Silky Blush sits in a disc of white and gold light designed by Pierre Hardy, slipped inside its orange box. This is a pure Hermes object. Now here is what your packaging looks like. Once you open it up, you will see here that it states that it is a magnetic closure. Once you remove, you have your beautiful Hermes orange box that then slides open to reveal your blush. My first initial reaction and comment was, there's no dust cover? And this is what your blush compact looks like. It's very sleek, it's very simple. It has the beautiful Hermes emblem at the bottom. Beautiful details. Once turned around, you will find your blush information. There is a little hole up top for you to pop in and replace and do your refills. Now, as stated, it is a magnetic closure. Very nice. I will quickly state that this compact is quite light in weight. Now, once you open it up, you do have a mirror on the inside of your compact, and all of my blushes did come with a little plastic protector. And to note, there is definitely a fragrance. It's very soft and pleasant, but you can smell it. The blushes are said to have a semi-matte finish and embossed with the texture resembling a silk twilly from Hermes. It's a fine, silky, long-lasting powder for a luminous, radiant complexion. I'm just quickly going to go through each product and then we'll get into the demo. But next up is the Lip Enhancer. It too, when unboxed, reveals your beautiful Hermes orange box. You then slide open to reveal the little satchel that encases your lip enhancer. And this is what the lip enhancer looks like. I have this in the shade number 14, Rose Apricot. They describe these lip enhancers to evoke fresh dew on your lips. It is a weightless, translucent halo that reveals the lip's natural beauty. With its fine, delicate, waxy finish, the Rosy Lip Enhancers melt over the lips, leaving a hint of transparent pink and a matte luminosity. Lips are delicately smoothed with a soft focus effect. Sesame seed and raspberry seed oil help soften and nourish. This definitely sounds like a product that I'll want to reach for, but we will see. So along with the lip enhancer, I did pick up a refill, and I picked that one up in the shade number 49, Rose Tan. So this is what the actual refill looks like. I have to say it's fairly easy to swap out, so you just remove and replace. There we go. And next up we have the blush brush. Now I did already take this out and wash her so that she was ready for use today, but when you receive your brush, it does come with a little guard like so. This is a lacquered wood handle and a brushed metal ferrule. The blush brush is an exceptional object with a complementary design. Its goat hair fibers are hand assembled by an expert French brush maker. The blush brush enhances a daily ritual, inviting gentle application to the skin. So far for makeup, I have all of my base applied and set, and I have just a little bit of bronzer. So to start, we're going to start off with the Rose Pommette. So here's one more look before I use the blush. So I'm just going to pick up one swipe. Ooh, a very light little veil of dust flew above. Upon first swipe, this is how the brush picks up product. Let's go ahead and apply. Definitely soft and melded right into the skin. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit more and let's build. I did see in one of the demo videos that they made an X on the cheek and then blended. So let's try that. Aha, Rose Pommette. The feel and texture is very light and extremely comparable, as they described, to a very silky-like texture. Let's do a very quick swatch. Just feeling the texture, it is very smooth, very silky. So that's Rose Pommette swatched. And then Rose Pommette applied. Let's move on to number 54, Rose Nuit. Now I've just cleaned off my brush on my microfiber towel to remove any pigment that may have been left, so it's nice and clean. I'm going to go ahead and pick up. Do you see that light little veil? All right, this brush is shedding. No bueno. Anyhow, let's go ahead. So there we have our first application of Rose Nuit. Let's go ahead and build. Oh. Right, I'm gonna get nice and close so that you can see what these silky blushes look like on my skin. This is no filter, this is makeup, skin, Hermes blushes. Let's see. So this is the side of Rose Pommette. And then this is the side with Rose Nuit. Just looking at them both side by side, personally, I can see the subtle differences in tone, but to the naked eye or anyone I may run into at Target, you might not be able to tell a difference. But we've got one more blush and then we'll get into the lip enhancer. This is what Rose Nuit looks like now that I've used it. And this is what Rose Pommette looks like now that I've used it. Here's a swatch of Rose Nuit. All right, I wanted to come back and apply my bronzer on camera really quick. I'm using my SISLEY bronzer, just to bring a little life back to my face. Now, this next shade that I have, if you're a lighter complexion, they did say that you can use this to kind of softly bronze and contour the skin. So this is Rose Tan. Let me give you a swatch of Rose Tan. Blushes, honestly, never swatch the greatest. Now for one side, I am going to go in with my go-to blush brush, which is the Wayne Goss number 14. I personally like using this because it gives a very soft flush to the skin. So I'm going to apply with this first, and then I'll apply with the Hermes blush brush. But let's go ahead and pick up some product. I'm going to go ahead and pick up more and build. This, I can tell you, is going to be my personal go-to for my lighter no makeup days. I really like the flush that it's giving and the tone on my skin. Let's go ahead and pick up. Melts into the skin quite nicely. I am going to build up. This brush, while as you do have movement, it is a lot more dense than the one I used prior. So you're going to see this side that I used, the number 14, it's a lot softer, very diffused, very flush, versus the side that I used, the Hermes, that's more dense, that gives a more punch, pow, deposit of color. Blends beautifully, but it's more intense. See? Just a tip I like to always share, if you ever feel you've applied too much of anything, I go in with my Chantecaille blurring powder, which is now permanent, and they did bring that back with 2 shades. Just swirling around and kind of just soften up quite a bit. All right, let's get into this lip enhancer. I need it. Love the color choice for packaging on this so much. Does your everyday lip need to be $67? Let's find out. After reading the description of these, I feel that they're more so very light balms that give a little tint to your lips. Do a quick swatch of the Rose Apricot. So just based on swatching it, there is a very soft hint of like an orangey shade in there. Glides very nicely on the lips, and as you can see, there's not much color per se, but I want to do the Rose Tan on the top, so let's see what that looks like. So I'm just switching them out. Let's do a quick swatch of Rose Tan. Yeah, Rose Tan, I'm getting a little bit more pink. So this one is Rose Tan, and this is the Apricot. Can't tell a difference at all, which is fine. I love the way they feel. I'm gonna apply my everyday highlighter. Let's see how it plays with my new blush. I'm going in with my Westman Atelier highlighting stick in the shade Lit. And yes, this is a cream, but I use it most often over powders with no issues. So let's see. Oh yes. We're good. I use my Westman Atelier literally every single day, even on my no makeup days. So it's important that this works well. So now that we have the details out of the way, application out of the way, there's some things that I'd like to talk to you about. Let's chat, shall we? If you own the Hermes lip brush, this one, the construction overall is pretty much the same. So there's that. As a person who owns you know, the more traditional natural hair brushes that are handcrafted, Fude, you know. I'm not overly impressed with this. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not, it's not the best brush in my collection, but it is absolutely beautiful. And I am glad that I have it. This is nice. It's soft, but I'm not over the moon about it. And I'm just being completely honest with you. Do I think it's worth $100? No, I think you're definitely paying for the brand in this case. Maybe it'll grow on me, but just based on my like first impression, and with other brushes that I have in my collection, it's not my favorite. Now, if you're familiar with the traditional Hermes lipstick packaging, the lip enhancer, I like how they kept the metal somewhat of a match between the two. After reading the description about the lip enhancers, I knew it was pretty much just a very Hermes bomb. That would be it. I wasn't expecting much, but now that I'm kind of wearing it, I like it. And although I'm not getting a ton of pigment on the lips, I'm getting that moisture and comfort on my lips that I personally like on the everyday. So this is definitely something I'm going to use a ton and reach for, and I'm really glad that I have a refill just ready. All right. I think you already know that I'm going to have a few things to say about the blushes. Let's start off with the actual formulation. The formulation is quite beautiful. They're pigmented. They blend into the skin beautifully. The actual texture, as you swatch, you can feel how silky and finely milled the actual powders are. I know swatching them doesn't look like much, but upon application, they do truly blend beautifully into the skin. And the colors that I chose, I'm very happy with. I have to say, of the three, the rose tan is my favorite, which is the one I'm wearing now. This is definitely the one I know I'm going to use most. This is one that I'm going to use on the no makeup days. This is one that I'll use without bronze or just to have a little something, a little color on the face. I really like this one the most. Now, I do have to touch on the packaging. It's a little light. It's a little light. It's a little plasticky, you know. It's not that it's not sturdy and quality. It's just, it's plastic. I don't love that for a $77 blush, but because the actual blushes really applied and look so beautiful, I can look beyond that. But I just wanted to mention it because if you don't have these and then you may have an Hermes lipstick and you know, you feel these are a little bit more weighty and then you get something like this, it's, if I had to compare it to anything in my collection as far as, you know, how it feels, it reminds me of the SISLEY. And this is that light plasticky kind of material. Almost wish they took note from Gucci because Gucci really brought it. Yeah, this is plastic and metal too, but this definitely feels more than what it is. You get what I'm saying? The blushes are definitely the star of the show, and I personally don't think you need every single thing. But as a collector, I can see the appeal with the brush. And personally, I'm going to use this a ton because this is very practical for every day. It feels amazing on the lips. But again, you're not getting a ton of color. I know I've said that about 100 times, but you get it. I'd love to hear what you think. Please share your thoughts and your comments down below. I've covered everything. If you have any questions for me, please comment them down below. I will have to update you on how these wear and how long they wear because they did claim to be long wearing, the blushes. So we'll see. You'll definitely hear more about these blushes, I am sure. And I want to say thank you very much for spending some time with me today and allowing me to share these products with you. I know there are a ton of reviews on them by now, but I appreciate you spending time with me and allowing me to share my review with you. Please don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.